Hello readers and writers, I'm MJ and welcome to my last book haul. What do I mean by my last book haul? Well, as you probably know by now, I'm participating in the Read What You Own challenge, and I am on a book acquiring ban until I read 100 of books I already own, which means there will be no more book hauls until that is done. This is my last one until I read 100 books that I own. I do have a few caveats to that, so potentially books may be coming my way, but if they do, they will pile up until I finish that, finish the challenge. And so there will be no more book hauls until I have read 100 books that I already own. So let's just all enjoy this book haul that I have to share with you. I'm going to go ahead and start with books that were sent to me by the publisher for review. The first one is Imposition of Unnecessary Obstacles, and I did request this one from the PR team because I read the first book in the series and I really wanted to read the second one. Obviously I got it. I have already read it, and you can see my thoughts of it in my October wrap-up. But it is just a short, good read, and very excited to have received this one. I also received A Filthy Rich Vampire, and this was sent by Entangled Publishing, and it is a vampire romance. And while romance isn't necessarily my preferred genre, I love vampire books, so I'm really excited to give this one a shot. I have not read it yet, but I do plan to pick it up soon. Also, they gave me a cool bookmark and postcard as well. Potentially this may be a little too spicy for me, but even then, if the vampire aspect is strong enough, that will even out the spice for me. But either way, I'll let you know. I did read and receive another unprompted book from St. Martin Press that I'm not going to be sharing in this video. I know at least at some point there was a boycott going on. I'm not sure if St. Martin Press has addressed those concerns or not, but until they do, I will not be sharing. And then the last book I have to share is The Manicurist's Daughter, and this is a memoir by Susan Liao. And this is the one book that came to me after I started my Read 100 challenge. So if I do read this, it will not count towards my challenge. But this comes out in April, I think. March. It comes out in March. So if for some reason I haven't finished, I will just pick it up and not have it count. But I am hoping to have it finished, the 100 books finished before March. But we will see. And those are the books that I received, or the paper books I received from the publisher. I'm extremely grateful for them, and thank you so much. So next, let's do the books that I received in book boxes. For in the Rainbow Crate book box, I received Basics of Spellcraft. This is an indie release, and it looks fantastic. This has ADHD rep in it. It came in I think the official theme was neurospicy, but I'm not entirely sure, something along those lines, but it definitely was neurodiverse and queer, which is my favorite theme ever, and the theme of every book I write. But I have not picked this one up yet, but I definitely want to pick it up soon. Isn't it, like, stunning? Absolutely fantastic. It is lesbian and bisexual and ADHD. There is some autism rep in it as well. I'm guessing a side character. It is YA, which I'm less thrilled about, but I still think I will end up enjoying it. And then the traditionally published book in that same box was The Spirit Bears Its Teeth by Andrew Joseph White, and this book I've already read. You can see my thoughts on the October wrap-up, but I also have a vlog that is coming out very soon about reading both of Andrew Joseph White's books, and I did it and enjoyed it. This is a fantastic book. I did skip a month of Rainbow Crate, so that is all I have for this wrap up, but I do have two Illumina Crate books to share. The first is A Study in Drowning, another stunning book. I have not picked this one up yet, but from what I understand, this is about architect students that then compete to go and like design a house or something to an author that they both enjoy. I think it was an October release, but it definitely sounds like it is either gothic or more it's a darker novel, but yeah, I am absolutely intrigued and hope again to read it soon. I am trying to read my new release, like the books I get in, as fast as I get them in, which I think I'm getting better at. Obviously I have not finished all of these, but I'm working towards it, and hopefully the clearing off 100 books for the Read What You Own will really help me moving forward. And so the second Illumina Crate book that I have to haul is After the Forest. This by Ellie Woods. This is a like Hansel and Gretel retelling. It seems pretty dark witch hunter vibes, but there's just something about the going into the forest and hunting a witch that makes me want to read this for the holidays. And I don't think that's the intention, but honestly that's the vibes I'm getting off of it. So I do probably plan to pick this up closer to December for a holiday read, even though it probably gives nobody else holiday vibes. But I'm me, and I don't read a lot of romance, so there we go. So those are the only two subscription books that I am currently subscribed to, but I do have one other books to haul. And that is The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson. This is the last secret novel. So that is over, and I am very sad. I did actually read the ebook as soon as it came out, the 1st of October. So I had already read the book by the time this came in the mail. And it came really fast this time. I know probably because the publishers have had additional time to get used to this, and you know, this is now like the 4th book they've sent out, so they're like really on top of their game. But it came out really fast. We have just solid black edges, but phenomenal artwork. Still no ribbon bookmark, I don't understand. But then we have the colored print on the inside. I don't think there's full print pictures in this. We just have the kind of dual ink colored pictures. At least I haven't been able to see any like there was in the other volumes, which is very interesting. But either way, it's extremely stunning. Here's the back. It's fine. And I'm so glad that I have this on my shelf to add to this collection. Alright, now for the books that I actually bought myself. I did buy a few more books than I normally would have, and I have no regrets. Especially since I have them to read through this competition. Well, challenge. This challenge. One of the two sets I picked up, Patrick Stewart's memoir came out. So many people received hard copies, and I'm honestly really bummed I didn't receive one. But that is okay. So I did end up going and picking it up. And so the memoir is Making It So by Patrick Stewart. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this. I do have a vlog up where I read it, where I went camping, but I hadn't finished it at that point. And I do have some thoughts in my October wrap up. It's very complicated to talk about a memoir because it's somebody's life. But the overall book, very well written, and very conflicted feelings. So go check out my October wrap up for more information. But I did purchase this. And then why I was getting that, because I don't know, you just can't buy one book because that's just extremely lonely. So I found fan fiction by Brent Spiner, and if you don't know, Brent Spiner is the actor that plays Data, and this is a fictionalized memoir about when a fan gets overzealous. And I, as a strong Star Trek fan, can understand our exuberance, especially since so many of us are also on the autism spectrum. And so I thought it would be very fun to read a fictionalized account of that is probably loosely based off of experiences that Brent Spiner has had. Hopefully none of them like too problematic, but I can only imagine. And so I think, I'm guessing as an actor this was probably a little cathartic for him to write, but I'm hoping it's a fun read, and I have not picked it up yet, but again, soon, hopefully. And the last two books I have to share are actually book collections. And for 2023, it was the year of Sanderson, and it is something that I think so many people have partaken in, and it's been a kind of a collective celebration of a science fiction and fantasy author, and I've really enjoyed that. And while moving forward, I don't think there'll really ever be anything that has happened like Brandon Sanderson's event of 2023. I do want to focus on a specific author moving forward. So for 2024, it for me is going to be the year of Ursula K. Le Guin, and I am going to be putting out a video with more specifics of this as we get closer to the end of the year, but I do want to haul the books. I did buy them now, so I made sure I had them for the start of 2024, since I will be on a book buying ban for who knows how long, honestly. So I picked up the complete collection to Earthsea. I do have some of these on ebook, and I'm not sure how much I'm going to actually be reading out of this book because it is massive. But I have picked up one book by Ursula K. Le Guin, and I loved it so much that I've decided that she's just going to dominate my shelves, so I knew I wanted to have the collection on my actual shelves. Although I have to admit, I had no idea it was going to be this big. I mean, this is a lot. And so the books that I do need to read out of here, it's not going to be very portable. So we'll see how it goes. It is supposed to be illustrated, but I think they took liberties with that. Like, here is the print. It is very small. And like, here's the illustrated aspect of it. So it's not heavily illustrated. There are some pictures through it. Here's the end caps. But it is still a collector's item that I wanted to have on my shelf. And in that same regard, I picked up her collection of the Hanush novels and stories. I haven't even opened it yet. So I have read The Dispossessed. Yeah, that is the one story of hers I read that I fell in love with. Fantastic writing, social commentary, and I am probably the most excited about getting into this world. I have a few of these that I had picked up in smaller volumes. Like, I own a different collection of The World for the World is Forest, and The Left Hand of Darkness I own on ebook. But for some of these, it just made sense to pick up the 2-volume collection to have it together. Now I am thinking that I'm going to adore the rest of Ursula K. Le Guin's writing, but I highly suspect that that is the case. And so I'm very excited. I mean, the vast majority of her books now I have in these 2 collections, and so ultimately I'm really excited about that, and that really is my 2024 book reading splurge. I do have some really exciting events that I'm planning on doing in 2024, so I'll start working on those videos and start releasing them in December. So definitely please subscribe and stay tuned so that we can talk about what 2024 is going to bring to this channel and to my reading. Yeah, so as always, I keep reading, I keep writing, and until next time,